Governor Newsom has set ambitious new targets for renewable energy, clean buildings, carbon removal, and clean fuels in the transportation sector to accelerate progress on state's 2030 climate goals and get to carbon neutrality no later than 2045. In July 2022, Governor Newsom announced a series of executive actions to move California faster toward a clean energy future. He directed state agencies to develop a roadmap for achieving 100% clean electricity by 2030, 10 years ahead of the current statutory target. He also called for increasing the state's offshore wind capacity to 10 gigawatts by 2040, enough to power more than 6 million homes. Governor Newsom's clean energy plan also includes bold goals for decarbonizing buildings and transportation, two of the largest sources of greenhouse gas emissions in California. He instructed state agencies to develop strategies for electrifying all new buildings by 2030 and retrofitting existing buildings with high-efficiency heat pumps and other technologies by 2045. He also set a target of removing 100 million metric tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere by 2030 through natural and technological solutions. To reduce the demand for oil and gas, Governor Newsom has taken decisive steps to phase out fossil fuels in the transportation sector. He issued an executive order in 2020 that requires all new passenger vehicles sold in California to be zero-emission by 2035. He also directed state agencies to end the issuance of new fracking permits by 2024 and phase out oil extraction by 2045. In addition, he has invested billions of dollars in supporting the transition to clean fuels and vehicles, creating thousands of green jobs and spurring innovation in the renewable fuels industry. Governor Newsom's vision for a clean energy future is not only good for the environment, but also for the economy and public health. By moving away from fossil fuels, California can reduce air pollution, improve public health outcomes, lower energy costs, create new business opportunities, and enhance its global leadership on climate action. One of the most pressing challenges facing California and the rest of the West is the impact of climate change on the electricity system. Extreme weather events and wildfires are becoming more frequent and intense, threatening the reliability and affordability of power for millions of people. To address this urgent situation, Governor Gavin Newsom has taken a bold step to expedite clean energy projects and relieve demand on the electrical grid. On July 30, 2021, Governor Newsom signed an emergency proclamation that allows the state to fast-track the permitting and deployment of new clean energy resources, such as solar, battery storage, wind, and geothermal. These projects will help increase the diversity and resilience of California's electricity system, which is working to achieve 100% clean energy by 2045. The emergency proclamation also suspends certain regulations and requirements to enable more energy production and conservation during peak demand periods. For example, it allows large energy users to switch to backup generators or reduce their consumption when the grid is under stress. It also allows power plants to operate at higher capacities or longer hours if needed. By signing this emergency proclamation, Governor Newsom is showing his commitment to safeguarding California's energy system this summer and beyond, while also accelerating the state's transition to a clean electricity future that benefits all communities. He is taking on the climate crisis head-on, with a vision that supports long-term clean energy reliability, affordability, and equity. Governor Newsom has launched innovative strategies to use California land to fight climate change, conserve biodiversity, and boost climate resilience, such as setting a goal to conserve 30% of the state's land and coastal water by 2030. This goal is part of his California climate commitment, which also includes achieving carbon neutrality by 2045, building a 100% clean energy grid, and investing $54 billion to forge an oil-free future. One of the ways Governor Newsom is advancing his climate agenda is by unveiling new proposals to build California's clean future, faster. These proposals would streamline projects to unleash construction across the state, accelerating the building of clean infrastructure such as water recycling and desalination plants, solar fields, offshore wind farms, and energy transmission. By streamlining permitting, cutting red tape, and allowing state agencies to use new types of contracts, these proposals will maximize taxpayer dollars and expedite the implementation of projects that meet the state's ambitious economic, climate, and social goals. Another way Governor Newsom is supporting clean energy projects is by signing an emergency proclamation to safeguard the state's energy system this summer by launching contingency programs that will reduce demand and increase supply, and to expedite clean energy projects to meet the challenge of the rapid acceleration of intensity and duration of record-breaking temperatures and severe drought conditions across the West that threaten our energy supply and limit the state's ability to import additional energy. The proclamation also directs state agencies to work with local governments and businesses to identify additional opportunities for energy conservation and efficiency. Governor Newsom is also showcasing California's clean fuels and clean energy jobs revolution by touring World Energy, a renewable fuels company that converted a petroleum refinery to become the world's first producer of sustainable aviation fuel and is currently building out the facility to produce clean hydrogen. This is an example of how California is leading the way in transforming its economy from fossil fuels to clean energy sources, creating thousands of good jobs in the process. Governor Newsom's innovative strategies to use California land to fight climate change, conserve biodiversity, and boost climate resilience are not only good for the environment, but also for the economy and the people of California. By investing in clean infrastructure, streamlining project approval and completion, supporting clean energy production and consumption, and creating green jobs, Governor Newsom is making California a global leader in addressing the climate crisis.